Hi, this is Todd Lovato with SantaFe.com, and I'm at the home of Peter Ortega, also with his family, Matthew Ortega, and some other people who you meet in a moment. So let's go inside and meet the whole family.
Good morning.
Peter, how are you?
Welcome, how are you doing?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for having us, Matthew.
Yeah.
Hi,
Pleasure.
how are you doing?
Anytime.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Well, so thanks for having us here today, and we know that the Spanish market is coming up this weekend. It sounds like it's pretty busy over here, huh?
Yeah, me and my son and my daughter, my grandchildren, we all get involved, you know. We've been doing it for years. I used to do it with my dad and my older brothers, and it's just a big family thing, you know, and a blessing to all the artists and the family, really, you know.
So Peter, talk to us a little bit just about where we are, where we're standing, what's going on in this room right here.
Well, this is my little studio. This is a showroom, actually, of the finished stuff. All this stuff over here is, here's a San Pascual. He's going to market. He's ready. He's got his fish and his wood there, and the little birds, then the angels. This is all that we're going to take over there, and some other stuff that the kids have there in the boxes already packed.
So when did the tradition begin in the Ortega family?
Well, it's I don't remember exactly the date. You know, my dad, he worked at a ranch there in Tesuque, and he used to walk through the river every day, you know, and he'd always look at this wood, you know, and he went to school as a cabinet maker and a machinist on the GI Bill after World War II, so he liked to work with wood. He used to make a lot of Spanish colonial furniture. But he would always see shapes in the wood and roots there, you know, and one day he took a couple of pieces home and he made a Madonna and a St. Francis. And that's what started it all there, and a year later they gave him a one-man show there at the Fine Arts Museum, and he sold out in the first 2 hours, and it started from there, and then he started teaching us, and we started teaching our grandchildren, and we're going on 4 generations.
Right now we're in your backyard where you've got a ton of what I might describe as driftwood, but someone might just see as just wood. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Well, this, like you said, this is my backyard. This is my supplies here, and we hunt for interesting pieces, sort of like this, you know, and roots that are twisted. Because that's what my dad always said: try to use the natural look for stuff that you see in the wood and bring it out.
Right.
We go and get it from a lot from the lakes, you know, where they let us pick it up at the Vado and you know, rivers and arroyos, like you said, you know. And well, sometimes, you know, I see a piece of wood and I see exactly what I want to make out of it. And other times, you know, I'll find an interesting piece of wood, and I know something's in there, but it hasn't come to me yet until I see it, and it could stay there. I'll put it somewhere special and I'll look at it every day, and finally at one time something will come out of it and I'll get inspired to make it.
So tell me about what you're working on right here.
I'm working on a San Pascual, and all I got to do right now is just sand them and stain them, and I like to use a lot of expression in my artwork. I like to always make them real happy and just like free, and just look like they're living life, like I'm real welcoming, you know.
You have some work in the Spanish market this weekend, right? Tell me about what's in there.
Just a lot of normal stuff, birds, saints, angels, but I also put some twists like in mine. I do bugs.
Bugs?
Bugs, like.
What gave you that idea?
We were in Colorado last year, and I have a pillow that's a bug. And I looked at it and I thought, maybe I could carve that, because I mean I love them to death. So I tried, and it came out really good, and they actually sold before the market even opened last year, so they did really good.
So you're on to something maybe.
I am.
Okay, well I guess this is goodbye, but Peter, thanks for having SantaFe.com to your house. One last question. You know, Spanish markets in a few days. You've got great representation of the Ortega family. What makes you most proud when you're participating in an event like Spanish Market?
Well, to have my family there, you know, it just makes people happy, makes me happy, and it makes me happy that I spend all this time with my grandchildren and my kids, you know, and my brothers and sisters.
Well, here from the Ortega Household Workshop Showroom, I'm Todd Lovato for SantaFe.com. How about we say goodbye to SantaFe.com? Bye!
Bye, SantaFe.com!
God bless!